Hello, welcome back to another True Crime Vlog. Today, we're going into the Texarkana Phantom, February 22nd, 1946. Jimmy Halea and Mary Jane Leary, they were out on a date, and on their way home, they decided to pull over to the side of the road for a little makeout session. After about 10 minutes, this guy walks up to the driver's side door. Mary would later remember him and describe him as wearing a white mask with holes cut out for the eyes and the mouth. He had a flashlight and a pistol, and he had pointed it at them and told Jimmy that, "I don't want to kill you, so how about you just do what I say?" He got Jimmy out of the car and instructed Jimmy to take his pants off, and as soon as Jimmy did, he cracked him in the head with the pistol. Cracking his skull, Jimmy was knocked out cold. He tried to sexually assault Mary. Mary told him that they didn't have any money after he had tried to rob them too. But he told her to go. And as soon as she started to run, he pushed her, knocked her down, got up, told her to go again, and she did. He then tried to catch up with her. But at this point, Jimmy had managed to get himself on his feet and flag down a car, and it is believed that that other car that Jimmy was able to flag down is what saved both of their lives. Richard L. Griffin and Polly Ann Moore. They were both found near his 41 Oldsmobile. Both had been murdered. Both had been shot multiple times. Richard's body looked like it was hunched over in between the driver and the passenger seat in the front, and her body was in the back, with her backside facing up. It's though believed she was killed outside the car on a blanket and later placed there. April 13th, 1946. Betty Jo Booker and friend Paul Martin were just leaving a dance at a VFW. Betty was playing in the band that night, and they were both seen leaving around 1 in the morning. They both were found, both being shot dead, and it looked like it was from the same gun that killed those other two. And it did. Turned out it came from a .32 Colt automatic pistol. May 3rd, 1946. A Virgil Starks, man who owned his own farm, was very happy. He was sitting in an armchair at his house one evening, and he was shot twice in the head from the window outside. Now, of course, that whole border of Texas and Arkansas, they were going crazy, like getting all sorts of reports and phone calls. You could only imagine how swamped that they could get with all of the baloney that was coming in. That how hard it could have been to actually follow up on what may or may not have been real leads. Now, of course, with the whole town being stricken in fear, there's always some rebels in the crowd. A few teenagers who still hang out on this Lover's Lane, where a lot of the crime has taken place. Chief Deputy Tillman Johnson saw a car sitting out there. He stopped and pulled up, started slowly walking behind the car, announced who he was, said he was with the sheriff's department, found a young lady sitting in there and asked, "Is she scared to be out here by herself?" And she said, "No, not since you announced who you are." And then she revealed that she had a gun pointed at him the whole time. That local police also went as far as putting up their own teenagers as bait or decoys, with police officers standing by to sit in a parked car in that Lover's Lane of death all night. Times when the teenagers wouldn't want to get involved, it would be officers themselves, either with their real partners or mannequins. Hollywood did turn it into a movie, and it's called The Town That Dreaded Sundown, and you should totally see that movie if you never have before. Great horror movie. Now, in the podcast, I'm going to talk about the Joint Office Task Force that these different police departments put together and their investigation into this. And maybe if I have time, talk a little bit about how great that movie, The Town That Dreaded Sundown, is based off of. One of these investigators, a Texas Ranger, his nickname is Lone Wolf, so that's enough said. It's loosely based off of the Lone Wolf's investigation. And that's all we got. So, 4 down, 2 more to go. I wonder what they could be.